Hey guys, okay, so I went ahead and I made a quick video on how it is that I do my SEO pricing and how I figure that out. It starts obviously with research, travels to your scope of work, and then ultimately becomes your proposal. So, on the research side of it, what I do is obviously specific to not only my niche, but the business itself and the services. So, for instance, this is a very large company that I just did, and these are the top keywords that I found for one of their counties, and then obviously each individual location. Now, this particular company is a roofing, siding, and window company, and what I did was I did all of the research surrounding every possible keyword search term for those three services, and then obviously did it, by each individual city. So when I have completed all of the research, keyword research anyhow, what I do is I come up with a grand total. I'm coming up with a grand total of volume for each individual keyword. That's going to play a factor here in a minute. So really important, do all your keyword research and then come up with a total volume for all of the keywords combined. The next thing that I do, of course, is I do my backlink research. So with the number one competitor, I go through and determine in all of their backlinks what it is that I'm going to need. I also reference, of course, the KDs and factor that into the whole process, because these KDs obviously are going to affect greatly on what it's going to take to get these companies to rank in the top spot for these individual keyword phrases. So again, after I do the keyword research, I go in and I do all of my backlink research and I determine what it's going to take to rank, right? So let's just say, for instance, I've determined that it's going to be $700 a month in backlinks and so forth to get these to rank. Once I've completed both of these processes, then what I do is I go into my conversion calculator. Now, how this works is like this. Okay, so this is where I enter in the total volume of all of the keywords combined. So like I was saying before, just one more time, I need to get a grand total for all of the volume for every keyword that I have decided that I want to target. That number goes here. So for purposes of demonstration, that's what we've got going on here. So let's say it was a 3100 volume for the total for all of those keywords. Now the next section here is your traffic capture percentage. Now what this is we may have 3100 in volume going to the site. Excuse me, I apologize. We may have 3100 in search volume, but that's not how many people are actually going to be captured and go to the site. Now, the average capture rate for first page ranking is between 10 and 37%. What I do is I cut that in half and do 5%. Now, the reason for that is because I want to leave room, number one, for error. Number two, I want to under promise and over deliver. And number three, I want to be certain that I can bring the value that they're looking for and be able to help them hit their goals. Okay. So then after you factor in the capture rate, what this does is this takes us to a figure of captured traffic each month. So we've got, again, 3,100. This is how many people are searching for those phrases. We have cut the the capture rate in half, and now we've come out with leaving us 155 traffickers to the site each month. Now, 10% of the traffic that comes to the site converts to leads. Okay, so with that in mind, that's going to give us 15 and a half leads that are generated. Now, the next part of this is your client conversion. So this is something that you need to find out from them. I always make sure and ask them, okay, if I send 10 leads your way, how many of them are your estimators and your bidders going to actually close? So they will provide you with this number here. So if my Mr. Business Owner says, oh, we're closing at 30%, or we would close 3 of the 10. Okay, so that's where I enter in whatever it is that they have told me here. So if they're closing at a 30% rate, what that's going to do is that's going to bring them in for, just under 5 new clients every single month. Now, what I also need to find out and what gets determined from them is their, their average job cost. So if they're telling me, yeah, we're converting, 3 out of 10 and our average job cost is 5,000, that I would enter here. So again, 2 key important pieces of information that you want to find out from them is what their conversion rate is and their average job cost. Now, what all of this is telling us is that the lead value, with all of these calculations done, tells us that they're going to bring in 23,250 in lead value. Now, this figure here factors in their monthly SEO cost, and this is their net, right? Now, if Mr. Business Owner has told me during the deep dive that they are looking to bring in an additional 20,000 every single month, this conversion table tells me that I am able to hit that goal for them. And again, I've been very modest up here by cutting the capture rate in half, and so I would feel confident in moving forward that with everything considered and what it is that they're looking for, that I can bring the value and I can provide that to them. What then happens is, so if they've got again, keeping in mind that we've done the backlink research and we've determined that that is going to cost $700 a month, right? And so we also know that their goal is to be hitting 20,000 additional a month. We've determined here that that is doable. And this is where the 10% for me personally comes in. I know some people do 8 to 10, some people do 10 to 15, whatever it is that you've decided to go with, that's where this conversion comes in. So I know Mr. Business Owner wants to bring in an additional 20,000 a month. I've determined here that this is definitely something that I can do. And that is where me personally, I would charge the 10% of the SEO costs. So 10% of 20,000, of course, is 2,000 a month. So the SEO cost for this client would be $2,000 a month. I know that the $700 for the backlinks is going to have to come out of that. So what that ends up being is a $1,300 a month profit for me. Hope this helps, guys.